Hello, adventurers of all shapes and sizes. My name is Chance. Welcome to my Spellbook, and thank you so much for tuning in to the 46th episode of our Feat series. Is your character one that's, how shall we say, inclined to swing for the fences, inclined to throw temper tantrums, or anything like that? If that sounds like your character, or if you're just a person who rolls very poorly on their attack rolls, then this feat could be for you. Today we're going to be taking a look at Savage Attacker. This is found in the Player's Handbook, and I would highly recommend taking a look at it. Let's take a look at the description here so we can understand the wording, and then we'll break it down a little bit later. So first and foremost, it would be worth noting that there is no prerequisite for this feat, meaning anyone of any race, of any class, or anyone of any skill set can use it just fine. The description reads as followed. Once per turn, when you roll damage for a melee weapon attack, you can re-roll the weapon's damage dice and use either total. Very cool stuff. That being said, let's take a look at the walkthrough and break this down, a little bit more. It's honestly really hard to simplify it further than it already is, reason being it's a sentence. Essentially, once per round, you get to re-roll a melee weapon attack. Or a melee weapon attack damage. So, what that means, kinda, sorta, is it's the attack damage equivalent of advantage and disadvantage, because you get to pick, right? So, let's say you hit, right? And then, so you roll to see if you hit, you roll 1 dice. Perfect. Let's say your damage die is a die 8. You would roll essentially 1 die 8. If you didn't like the total, you could roll another die 8 and then pick between the 2 die 8s. So it's really cool. That being said, let's take a look at my personal thoughts on it. I actually really like this one for a couple reasons. And then I also dislike it for one reason. So I'll get into why I dislike it first. I do not think the name Savage Attacker is actually actually makes sense for what this is. Reason I say that is there are going to be circumstances where you do not want to do a lot of damage. Let's say that, like, something like this, for example. Let's say you and another ally are creating a distraction by fighting. Or let's say you are an entertainer and you need to draw out the fight for as long as possible to get the most. Or let's say you have to throw a fight, but you have to make it look like you're trying. This would be a great way of doing that by picking the lesser of the 2 damage die, if that makes sense. So when the goal is to do less damage, you can do that with this. I think that's super useful and very, very creative way to use it. That being said, you could also use it to gain the most damage possible. I've seen a lot of people use this feat. I want to say it's probably second or third most popular out there. That being said, if you have any alternative uses, any crazy ways to use it, any combinations, or any cool stories involving Savage Attacker, I'd really like to hear them down in the comments beneath. That being said, I hope you all have a great day, and as always, happy adventuring.